All right, I call the meeting to order. Pledge allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Roll call. Councilmember Beth here. Councilmember Collins coming. Councilmember Happy excused. Councilmember Seeger. You're muted.
Here.
Deputy Bernard. Councilmember Bush.
Thank you.
All right, additions or amendments to the agenda. We're gonna amend it to, we have 3 applications for tourism committee, so we will appoint 2. That is all the additions or the amendments. Do I need a motion for that? We have been doing a motion to amend the agenda.
One question, are we moving ahead with the resolution? Should that be moved down into a discussion of council business, or are we voting on that tonight?
We gotta make a decision on it tonight. Okay. So if I can get a motion.
Motion to nominee
Appointing tourism. I got a motion. Tiffany, second. All right, motion seconded by Bob. Any discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye. All right, all not in favor. All right, so the motion to amend the agenda to include the appointment to tourism with the motion by Pruitt, second by Bob, and it passed by 4.
and that will be 7D then?
Yes, that's what I put there.
7D, is that what you said?
Yeah.
D.
No, action items is 7.
Yeah, 7D.
Yeah. Okay,
Okay.
I thought you said 8. Okay.
All right, adoption of the consent agenda.
I make a motion to adopt the amended consent agenda.
Who second that? I'm not used to having a second all the time.
All right, so I've got a motion and I've got a second to adopt the consent agenda. Any discussion? All right, all in favor say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Opposed say nay. All right. the
But now,
adoption-
having done that, I'm just wondering if we could put the Hood River Proclamation first before our heavy-handed discussion. It can be first on the list. Oh,
Moved into 7A.
yeah.
Yeah. All right, so I've got a motion to adopt the consent agenda was by Pruitt, second by Bump, all were in favor. So you got 4 in favor, none nays. Appearances of interested citizens to share a variety of perspectives on issues facing our community. And I do have Janice Craig. Thank you for coming.
Yeah. All right, well, good evening, Mayor and councilors. I'm here tonight because I'm concerned with how I've seen the city council treat employees at the city. And I wanted to give some feedback as you're going into hiring a new city administrator. Publicly criticizing staff, questioning their work in meetings, and creating a hostile tone is inappropriate. The city employees are professionals and you hire them to do the day-to-day work at the city. It is not the council's job to manage the staff, review every expense, or second guess routine decisions. That's the city administrator's job. Your job is to set sustainable policy so that these people you hire can do the work that they are paid to do. Micromanaging and intimidation does not improve performance. It creates fear, turnover, and burnout. And most workers today are not going to choose to stay in jobs where they're not getting respected. Requiring staff to be in the office 5 days a week when their work does not require it is outdated and is an operating decision that should be left to the city administrator. The city doesn't pay enough to support a work environment that's based on fear and control. And to retain employees, it's going to be really important that you balance wages and flexibility with lifestyle and positive experience and room for growth. The city council is a governing body. Your job is to set policy and direction, not run the day-to-day operations. You should really be focused on long-term planning, updating outdated rules, and keeping the city financially stable. Fiscal responsibility doesn't mean questioning every purchase and choosing the cheapest option every time. It means planning ahead, like not deferring maintenance on city facilities and equipment. It means using staff, contractor, and volunteer time wisely. It means investing in infrastructure updates that make our town better. And it means investing in training that teaches newly elected council members the HR and public meeting rules that help prevent lawsuits. Constant interference slows work, wastes money, and creates unnecessary conflicts. And I urge this council to stop micromanaging, respect your staff, and focus on governing.
Thank you, Janice. All right, and you don't have any others, right?
No.
Reports and presentations, we have none. Public hearings, we have none. And now we will approve Hood River Reads proclamation. The Friends of the Hood River County Library have organized the Hood River County Reads program to foster community engagement through the reading and discussion. The 2026 selection on Gold Hill, A Personal History of Wheat Farming and Family from Punjab to California by Jacqueline Moyer, offers an opportunity for residents to explore themes of identity, heritage, and sustainable farming. The program is widely supported by local schools, businesses, organizations, and foundations, and will include author events and distribution of over 600 copies of the book throughout Hood River County. The purpose, the attached proclamation formally recognizes and supports the Hood River County Reads program, established in February to April 2026 as Hood River County Reads in Cascade Locks. This action demonstrates the city's commitment to literacy, culture enrichment, and community connection. The council options is to approve the proclamation as presented, amend and approve the proclamation, decline to approve the proclamation, and you ladies can go from there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Well, we can just add some detail. Jacqueline Moyer lives in Corvallis. She farmed in the Sierra foothills. And it really does put amazing, she gives an amazing amount of information about the razor's edge you're on if you are a small farmer anywhere. That was eye-opening, I think, to everyone that we know who's read it. And she also talks about wheat and the cultivation of wheat and heritage wheat. And the cool thing about how she's done it is that the chapters are about 2 pages long. So she just keeps interleaving her story of raising beets and potatoes and trying to make a living, and then raising wheat, and then going into the history of wheat. And it turns out that the history of wheat begins in Punjab in India, where her family was from. And so she travels to India and sees her family. And it's moving and it's informative, and there's a little something for everybody. And it's very engaging read.
Yes, exactly.
And then you could say something about the activity.
Oh, gosh. We have got, oh, boy, a panel of, local, orchardists and farmers in Hood River that are going to be, I can't remember the name of the title of our, panel discussion, but. We have,
I think talking about small farming and organic farming.
so we've gotten 4 different orchardists and farmers in the Hood River Valley that have been there a long time. And then we've got another day where we're going,
Storytelling.
storytelling from people from different walks of life and different nationalities that landed in Hood River County. And we're wanting to know their reasons, how they got there, how it's been since they've lived there for generations. And these aren't wealthy orchardists like you might, yeah, it's just, it's none of that. It's the regular, nothing against anybody. Yeah, anyway, but it's just, it's real people that have made their home in Hood River County and why, and the struggles that they've come upon. And then we have a field trip day. So these are 3 different weekends. All trying to keep with the theme of the book. And our final weekend is a field trip to a local, sorry, my talking too long. Sorry, I thought you were.
We had a glitch and then it.
Oh, okay, I thought you were like, get rid of her.
No.
Okay, good. Anyway, I do.
Field
go
trip
on
to a-
to a local organic berry farm. That you didn't even know existed in Hood River County. It's kind of in the middle of, like between Rosars and the high school. Anyway,
And then Jacqueline comes for a weekend and does a writing workshop, Q&A with the community and also meets with students. And she also
high school and then.
developed a indoor classroom learning center. And so we're hoping that she gets to go see the junior high kids gardens. She did a garden curriculum years and years ago.
So we would love to leave you on with the book.
Thank you.
Whoever would like to read, it's a really good. It's really good, and she won, did we mention?
Yeah, she won the Oregon Book Award for nonfiction, and she won something else here. An Emerging Writers Prize in 2025.
And she lives in Corvallis. So we try to keep
Right,
somebody in the PNW, if so, choose, I should say.
thank you guys. Do you guys have any questions or anything? Thank you guys. I'll take a motion. Something for the proclamation.
Yeah, I make a motion to approve proclamation for the, gotta find the book,
Hood River.
on Gold Hill. For the proclamation for Hood River County Read Program.
I'll second that.
Thank you. All right, I got a motion by Bump, second by Seeger. Any discussion? All right, so we got a motion on the floor to approve the Hood River Reads proclamation. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? So we got 1, 2, 3, 4 ayes and
Or needed you?
one abstain.
You abstained.
Oh,
Chance to look at the book.
oh.
Well, I didn't either.
That's, yeah. If I could offer some advice, could we get the book beforehand so that we know what we're approving? I don't generally,
Sure.
generally approve something that I don't know what it is.
Absolutely, yeah, very good point, all right. We
Okay.
will make note of that and try to do that
that.
next year, yes, that makes perfect sense.
Thank you so much.
Of course. Yes.
So the motion was by Bob, second by Seeger. And it failed.
I do want to support the reading program, but not necessarily endorse the book, so if we can amend it to just support the reading program without necessarily endorsing the book, I would be that.
Absolutely.
So it's a proclamation of support for the 2026 Hood River County Reads program.
I mean, I do want to support reading, but I just not necessarily like to vote the book,
Okay.
so I don't know if we need to rework that and have it come back. I don't know.
Okay. All right, We will work on it.
Okay, and we'll leave you a book.
Thank you.
Yes, and definitely, take note of that for future years, and that makes perfect sense.
Okay.
I think so too. All right.
Thank you so
Well,
much.
thanks for including us in your meeting.
Yes, and thank you for coming and waiting.
Yes, yes, of course.
Mayor, we need to go back and bring it. Oh, did we already approve?
We did the consent.
Okay, well, I had questions. On that, I'm sorry, you just kind of asked, can we then go back and visit that one? Version 2.
Yes.
It is not too late.
I apologize. There were just some, I just wanted it noted that in the bills that there were a couple of checks missing, in the register that was, check number 16799 and 16802. I was contacted they are voided checks, but for some reason they didn't get in our list, so I just want that noted for future reference because somebody else, maybe, I don't know, probably I'm the only one that's like that, but. And then on the, I would just like it noted that on page 3 of the first set of bills, there's 3 checks to there's 3 invoices to Efficiency Services Group, but there's no months, so I'm assuming that those are for 3 different months, but it would just be nice if it would be noted on the bill thing, because if it says Efficiency Service Group, 1,029.67, and then it says it 2 more times, but I can clearly see, excuse me, that the invoices, there are 3 different invoices, but it just doesn't stipulate that there are, from 3 different months, maybe.
Okay.
And then hopefully sometime I would like to discuss, not necessarily tonight, the cost of the newsletter. Was a lot, it seems to me, and then I would also like us to ask, tourism about the 2 different entries for the picnic tables. I just curious about those things.
Okay,
Sorry about that.
well, while we're on the topic. I thought that we had talked about taking the party fund off of the agenda,
Off the bills.
off the bills.
Off the bills list.
Yeah, where, has it always been part of the bills list? I thought that was like a separate fund in the past where, and.
Well, it's
then
a separate fund, but it's
part of the bills. Yeah,
Okay.
it's a confusing little conundrum.
I remember
I mean, we
that
can pull it off there, but
it had come up in the past and I just couldn't remember what council had decided on it.
so are we good with that? Otherwise, we need to just
Yeah, no.
go all the way back.
Yeah, no, I don't wanna go all the way back.
And then, what is CCLEP? There's no.
It's
page
energy
number.
assistance.
Energies.
Energy assistance, and then on page 3, there's a finance charge for Columbia Ace Hardware, is that? Standard line of credit,
No,
is there a reason that dollar amount has to get paid a bunch? Or is there a way to?
Well, it
circumvent
seems-
that?
Well, it seems that now they are charging us interest. They're charging us some sort of a finance charge for billing us, yes.
for billing? Really?
They didn't used to, but they do. It's like $2 on a.
There's $1.
It was $1 4 different times.
Yeah, well, I think that might be the reason it's on there this time is because we don't pay off statements, we pay off invoices, but the finance charge is showing up on the statements and that hadn't been taken care of, so we caught that up.
Okay.
And now we're going to have to wait till we get the statement and then add those
Gotcha, okay.
charges.
And I believe that was all of the things. But yeah, thank you.
We will make note and get back to you. All right, moving on. That's right here.
Sorry, it's all messed up.
That's okay, that's okay. So now we're on to 7B. Which is approved council procedure, vacancy procedure.
Council.
Yeah, on December 15th, Eric Carroll will resign from his position on the council. The position's term is set to expire December 31st, 2026, and is up for election on November 3rd, 2026 ballot. Below is from the charter how to fill vacancies. Filling of vacancies. Council vacancies shall be filled by a majority of the remaining members of the council. The appointee's term of office shall begin immediately and shall continue until the next general election, and the term for that position shall be the unexpired portion of the remaining term. For the previous vacancy, council approved a 3-week window for residents to submit applications. A sample schedule is below for a 3-week application period. We were looking at posting it on 1/14. So one day different than that, just to give staff more time. And then going through applications would close on 1/29.
So you're saying 2 weeks?
That's just. Yeah, I think it's right in
It's
there.
right out 2 weeks, yeah.
And then the interview for the position would be on 2/9/26. That way we can plan it and give people notice and stuff. So. I will entertain a motion if everybody's good, or if we.
Okay, so I make a motion to open the application process on the 14th, closing it on the 29th, and we'll look at it on the 9th of February.
Yes.
I'll second that.
So I got a motion to approve council procedure for filling the vacancy. The motion was made by Pruitt, second by Bump. Any discussion?
I have a question.
Uh-huh.
Let's say hypothetically, we don't get any applications. Do we have to go through this whole entire process again to push back that deadline? Or can that be written into this?
That we could extend or go out again for it?
Extend.
I think we could extend.
We could extend it if we don't get it.
We don't get applications, we can
Okay.
extend it.
Yeah, yeah. Did you have anything, Bernard?
Wow.
I did not know. That looks like a fine game plan to get the new vacancy filled, and I think that's a reasonable for where we're at. Thank you.
Okay,
Bernard, just so you know, we cannot see you, so we can't see if you have your hand up or anything, so if you're gonna speak, if you need to say something, you need to let us know. We're
I
having to.
understand. It should, if I haven't raised my hand, believe it or not, this entire
Okay.
meeting. But
Oh my
it'll
gosh.
raise if I have a question or a comment. But so
Okay.
far, this has all been supportable. So I haven't, yeah.
All right,
And my,
we're having-
and my connection is flaky, so I'm trying to just limit my thing.
Okay, we're having technical difficulties.
thank you. All right, so I got a motion on, any more discussion or questions? We're good? All right, so I got a motion on the floor to approve the council procedure, vacancy procedure. The motion was made by Pruitt, second by Bump. All in favor, say aye. Aye. Any
Aye.
opposed? All right, so that passed unanimously, and the motion was by Pruitt, second by Bump, to approve council procedure, vacancy procedure. And we did that. So next is approved resolution number 1526, the prepared food and beverage tax. Thank you, John. Since this, I can read all that, but the general feeling, since we've had some change at City Hall and all that, and going through the resolution and everything, I feel like there's still some more homework to be done on it. And I spoke with John about it and Kathy about it. And I would propose and see how you guys feel, because the other part of it is that we gotta have 50% of the voters vote on it in May as well, in order for it to pass. But there's a lot of things that this resolution talks about that we don't even have in place yet. And I feel like if we go out for something without all the answers that the people are requesting and without things in place that we're putting in this document, that we take a chance of it failing and then we have a chance of this funding being done this way. So I would propose that we get our ducks more in a row, for lack of a better term, and be able to maybe do a couple more town halls. Get the business license thing that it talks about in here, see what that looks like. I just think there's a lot of things that we don't have, ready. And John, would you like to elaborate any on it too?
Do we have to make a motion to have a discussion on it first? I mean,
Oh,
just
yeah,
don't
we
have a
do.
discussion. So I'll make a motion to,
Oh, thank you.
I don't know, I don't, I
Well,
guess,
you can make a motion to pass it, have the discussion,
and then,
and you can, or whoever wants to vote no, vote no, whoever wants to vote yes, vote.
okay, so I guess I'll make a motion to approve the resolution 1526, just so we
So
can
we
have
can,
discussion.
okay, sorry, as a priority.
Second.
Second, all right,
Alright,
all right. Now, sorry, I got that part ahead of the horse too. Did you wanna say anything, John, or?
Sure, a lot of this work that was done in here was done by the previous city administrator. And I didn't keep up and fully understand because I had other things going on, so this would give me time to fully wrap my head around it. The numbers, and kind of figure out what the plan was. I would hate to go to the voters not knowing the full plan, or at least myself and somebody else doing the full plan together. While it does push us back, I think pushing us back will be beneficial in the long run.
Bernard?
You're muted, Bernard.
Okay. Yes, please. Thank you, Mayor. So I guess
Yes,
my first question is, what is being proposed for the ballot measure in which we would be considered by voters? I don't understand what the date is.
the date,
Yes. When would we be taking, what's being proposed on when we take this to the voters?
May 19th is election day.
yeah,
We have to
Okay.
have everything in place and turned into the county by February 20 something.
Okay. And did I hear the chief saying he doesn't think we should be trying to put this on the ballot in May?
yes,
Okay, so when? If not then when?
November. It gives us more time to prepare and get things ready and understand it and answer people's questions more thoroughly. And we don't have to have the 50% either in November.
and have the process in place.
Yeah, and have everything in place and maybe get a couple more town halls in and get people more informed, because I feel like there's a lot of unanswered questions.
Okay, well, I worry that the longer we delay this, the more resistance will build. That's my fear. And I'm not sure what all needs to be done between now and February 27th, but I'd like to think that's doable. I know we're short-staffed, so maybe that's why it's not feasible. But it was my hope that this would stay on our to-do list and be a priority, so we can, have the conversations, see what voters are at. I like I said, I'm worried that resistance is going to grow the longer you make this wait.
And Tiffany,
I see, done.
are you done?
Yes, for now.
Okay.
Okay, thanks.
So I hear some issues that I've found reading through. the document. Personally, section 2.4 says all taxes collected by the city under the charter shall be used for financing the operations of capital improvement and replacement needs of the city of Cascade. I would kind of really like the word, solely or only in there, so that there, because it doesn't matter what we say now, there's always gonna be somebody after us who's trying to do things differently. And then I have some questions on like, and I did send these in, but since the mayor decided to go to a different direction, I didn't get them answered, but I would, at the end of page, oh, there's no page numbers, sorry. Okay, at the end of section 3 in the resolution, both the resolution and the ordinance, number 10, it says food consisting of candy, popcorn, factory prepackaged nuts, however, ice cream, frozen yogurt, cakes, pies, or other desserts are taxed according to the provisions of this ordinance. But at the top of that page, it says all takeout or to-go orders of bakery products prepared on the premises except for whole cakes, pies, loaves of bread, or any order consisting of 6 or more bakery products are exempt. So there, I mean, there's like there, I'm confused what that means. And in section 20, it talks about examination of records. I would feel much better if we mandated that it be an outside entity, not somebody within our own. I know it will cost more and everything, but I think that if I had a business, I certainly wouldn't want anybody from the city coming and examining my records. I'm sorry, I just wouldn't. And that's a sentiment I hear a lot. And I think we need to word that a little bit so that it protects the businesses a little bit more. And if we can't do that, then in section 21, I think we need to require an NDA be signed by the tax administrator. So, and then the section 23.3 says that the tax administrator, who would be the city administrator or who that person designates, may examine during normal business hours the books, papers, and accounting records relating to prepared food sales of any operator after notification to the operator liable for the relating the tax, and may investigate the business of the operator in order to verify the accuracy of any return made, or if no return is made by the operator, to ascertain the determine the amount required to be paid. It just seems a bit heavy-handed. I'm not really sure that the city administrator should have that authority to determine on that. I think that maybe should come before the council, or that yeah, I don't know, it just needs to be softer, as far as I'm concerned. So I, those are some of the issues that I have with the document itself. I don't. And then I did do research, but if we're not gonna do it, I guess I don't really need to talk about it. I did do research. Bernard made a suggestion that we get differing information from other cities, and I did look up, I put it in your box, Bernard, it's in your box. I did look up 5 different cities and compared what they had. My questions, where's my paper pen? I had it here, something though. I did have, it's right here. I tried to ask the same questions each time. Does X city have a fire department? Have an EMS department? What is their coverage area? Is it a volunteer department? How does it fund their fire and EMS? What is their budget of the city and the fire and EMS? What is the property tax rate of this town, the levy rate of the town, and is it a tourist town, and how many calls do they get? So I'll give you a copy, I'm sorry, I think you can take mine, but so I kind of just put and I did it with AI, so take it with a grain of salt. I don't know, because they also put Westland on there as a town comparative in population. And when I asked it again, it's like, yeah, no, you're 26,000. So that's not fair. So I don't know how accurate it is to use AI, but it was kind of an easy tool to plug those questions in. So, so I guess I can hold that discussion for later, but. And then also I included the questions and the ideas that were, from the town hall that we had, so.
Thank you. Thank you for doing that research.
Yeah.
Courtney, did you have anything?
No, I mean, I hear Bernard when he says that, you know, it gives more people a chance to decline this, but, you know, I might be a forever optimist, but I feel like it really gives us a chance to be able to talk with the community and find out what, you know, listen to their concerns at these town halls and really address a lot more issues and put more people's minds at ease. So that's the flip side of Bernard's pessimism.
Do you have any thoughts, Mary Ann?
No, I'm kind of like Courtney. I think, we need to get our citizens involved in this, and I think there's too many questions and too many things that need to be answered. And to force it so fast to be ready for February is just gonna be almost impossible, in my opinion. I mean, you got so much to do before you can even get it on the ballot, so.
Bernard, is your hand still up or is that again?
Yes, it's up. Yes, please.
Okay,
Do I have the floor?
yes, you got the floor.
Thank you, Mayor. Yeah, well, first thing, I appreciate the work that Councilmember Pruitt did on, comparables. Just to be, frank, that's the kind of information I'd like our fire chief to look at to kind of vet the validity of the data. He knows, fellow jurisdictions, baseline, and he's gonna have a much better sense on this than us council members, because he lives in the world. So I don't know if he got a copy. I would love him to look at it and then say, well, this is accurate or this is accurate, because when you do these comparisons, as much as possible you want it to be apples to apples. I mean, that was a little frustrating at the town hall when you had a constituent saying, well, look at Ben. I'm like, Ben is not a comparable. That is not a good way of trying to make policy for a town of 1,500, not to mention some other areas that hit huge districts, that don't reflect. We have a very small district. Our city is very small. Our property tax base is small. If you're not considering those specifics, then you're just confusing your fellow residents, and I don't think that's to anybody's benefit. So I just would ask if the chief could look those over, and then we continue this conversation. With regards on timing, look, there's little doubt that we could put together a reasonable measure between now and February 27th, and then the job is just to sell it to the community. I can assure you, no matter what, we could spend years on this thing, and you're still going to have naysayers. I can guarantee you will have people going, they rushed it through. They're going to come with all the excuses that you hear in any time a ballot measure is considered. I think our job is to put a reasonable proposal that, again, is fair to process, but also meets our revenue needs, and then sell it to the voters. We've got. I was under the impression we have a pretty motivated council that understands the funding challenges our fire department faces, and it's not sustainable. They cannot continue to operate under these restricted funding, environment. So that's my 2 cents. The last thing I'll say, I'm trying to remember, there was a point made. I thought it was worth mentioning. With regards to audits, I concur the city should not be doing the audits, and I think the initiative should say simply the effect that the city will contract with a third party auditor to review businesses, operators on a recurring basis, and then if they find cause for someone is cheating the system, then that gets brought to council. Something to that effect. I mean, at the town hall, you had several people. I don't want the city auditing us. And I never really pushed back. It's like, yes, you do. You want somebody auditing these things. Because you know what happens when nobody audits? people start to cheat. And heaven forbid, you have one business who's busting their butt, paying every nickel that they get to the tax, and then you got another business who's paying half or a third. It's completely unfair. The only way you can ensure that everybody pays their fair amount is through an audit process. I hate to say that, but some businesses will take advantage of us, and nobody wants that. We certainly don't. And the other businesses who are doing the right thing, they don't want that either. That's why you have the audit process. But I agree, it shouldn't be the city leading it. It should be a third party.
Can I
That's
ask
it.
you a
Thank
question based on that, Bernard?
Sure.
Who pays for the audit?
I'm sorry.
Who pays for the audit?
Well, I'm pretty sure the business do, but let's do it like the TRT. How does that work? Does Kathy
Yes.
know, or Mary Ann?
Well, and one of, and if I can just stipulate, one of the things was, one of the statements made was that 5% back to businesses isn't gonna cover that. So, I mean, but go ahead and answer this question, I'm sorry.
Well, before when we did TRT,
TRTs.
when we audited TRT, we did it in-house. And, staff got ridiculed terribly.
Very bad.
And so then what council decided at that time is we're gonna hire an auditor to audit the businesses. Well, guess what? We couldn't find an auditor. So we've never had the situation of, are we charging the businesses for an auditor? Because we never could find one that would do it.
But don't we hire or the state of Oregon, don't they collect, or, well, we don't have an auditor. Right.
Right now, the state collects TRT and they were supposed to have a process for auditing. I've talked to a few businesses and they've never been audited, so
Okay,
I don't know.
so, I mean, so there's a big question right there, Bernard. I mean, we haven't even established who's gonna be paying for the audit.
Well, we had a third party audit the TRTs in Gresham, and it was a very a very kind of what's the word I'm looking for? Thorough, but the amount was negligible when you were looking at the size of the revenue coming into these different hotels. None of the auditors, again, they didn't complain because they wanted fairness like the city did. The only one who who complained? The ones who weren't paying their full TRT. And I'm like, okay, well, that shows you what you need to know. I mean, the amount was negligible to the overall operating cost. And again, all the ones who were doing right by the transient room tax system were happy to pay that. But again, if we want to fold that in, I'm easy. If we think that's too much of a burden, we'll pay for the audit. I really don't feel like that should be a point of condition. If they don't want to pay for the audit, then we should take it out. It was a trifle compared to how much revenue was coming on in TRT and Gresham. So that shouldn't be an obstacle. Let's just do it. If that's what their sticking point is, let's remove it and just pay for it.
Okay. All right. Courtney.
Well, I wanna point out that in section 7 and 8, I mean, not to assume that anyone will be late in their payments, but it's already written in there that the tax administrator, which would be somebody in the office, in the city's office, is going to be the one that is chasing around those delinquent payments, sending out forms, dealing with council to approve a good faith extension and take care of all of that overhead. While in section 8.5, it says all of that imposed interest accrued under provisions of this section shall be merged with and become part of the tax required to be paid. So we won't get compensated for our time in doing all of that. And now you want to add more time and more money that comes out of the city. I thought the whole point of this tax and not that, like, auditors just like putting a lock on a door, it just keeps honest people honest. With that, from that perspective, but part of this was to get the fire department in a situation where they can stand on their own 2 feet, make their own decisions and spend their money the way they see, the best for the city. And the more that we add to the city, then the more it's not in the fire department's hands. And by no means am I implying that the fire department needs to pay for the audit, that's not what I'm saying at all. But, yeah. It seems like
Mayor,
we're
can I
at
make,
or
can I make a comment to that?
Yes.
Yeah, so just to be clear, these audits are at random, and because we only have like, I don't know, how many total businesses that we have, do we know, Chief, that would be paying into the food and beverage tax?
I wanna say it's 9.
Okay, so 9 businesses. So what I would recommend, or I think if you review how other cities do that, one get audited per year, but it's random. You don't know if you're going to be who's going to be audited. We pull one of the 9 out of the hat, and that's who gets audited. So it's one audit every 9 years. This is not going to break the bank, guys. And that audit's probably $500, $1,000. This is a small little, trust but verify, a requirement that anybody collecting a TRT or any type of revenue needs to have in place. Otherwise, you're just setting yourself up for fraud, and nobody wants that. We need an honest system, and you have to have this. And this is going to be a very, very small impact to total revenue.
Thank you, Bernard. Tiffany?
Okay, but the contract, the resolution states that they only have to keep the paperwork for 3.5 years. So if you're having one person being audited every 9 years, then there's not gonna be any paperwork for them to be, to be audited. So
we'll have the previous 3.5 years worth of paperwork.
That's right. That's what you're auditing, the previous 3.5 years. And that's normal. That's normal.
So I would like to ask Kathy if she can explain to council, because we hear a deadline of the end of February, and we think, oh, that's all great, we can make it, but there's a lot of steps in there before we get to February. And can you explain like some of the things that you would have to do?
Okay, I know when Jordan and myself were looking at the calendar, which the 2026 calendar had not been published yet, but we were looking at the calendar from last year. The drop dead date for this resolution to be approved was at this meeting. Because after this meeting, then the resolution and ordinance has to go to the city attorney. He has X amount of days to approve it. I don't know. I didn't get through the timeline today. Then it comes back to the city. We have to publish it. We have X amount of days to publish it, X amount of days to publish it. And then there's X amount of days for anybody that wants to comment. And in so many days to respond to the comment, and then it has to be, everything has to be done and final to the county by whatever that date was in February. And we were pushing it to have it done at this meeting. Pushing that timeline.
Does anybody have any comments or questions? Bernard, is your hand up again or the same
Oh,
hand?
no, it's not up. It's not up. Sorry, I'll just take it down.
Did you have anything, Marianne, you wanted to add in? No. Courtney?
Question for Chief Logan, how do you feel like you'll do financially if we push this back?
I think when Jordan and I were originally talking, this coming budget year, we'd probably be okay, but it's the next one after that, so I think we'll be all right this budget season, but the amount of hours that staff would have to put in above and beyond keeping day-to-day operations going to get this timeline done, was not all of it.
Did you have a question?
Well, no, I think that right now, with there not being a city administrator and Kathy graciously stepping in to do as much as she possibly can in that aspect, I feel like this is overburdening her, and I don't want to do that. I really think that this should be a work session, I mean, this is like the first time we've had these resolutions and ordinances, correct? Did we have one before? We did have it before.
We had it before and then council wanted to, the council felt it was a little too rushed at that time and wanted to push it off until May. So that's what we did.
And then we also have the double whammy of having 50% of 50% having to vote. We don't have that during the general election in the fall. And I don't know. I do want to push back though a little bit from the town hall because we were getting a lot of grief about statements that we were asking too much, and I really don't know how we as a council can judge that 7% is asking too much because we really don't have any data other than Econ Northwest pings off of cell phones. And I don't know how, you know, what's best, 5, 6, or 7%. I don't know, and I don't know how we can determine that and not have to come every year to ask for more if we don't ask for enough. And let's go right toward you, Kathy. You got a big bug flying around in here.
Yeah, that's the big dog.
Oh, it's a stink bug.
Are you done anyway? So I don't know. I mean, and without, yeah. I always kind of had a hard time understanding the city administrator's vision on this and why he was asking the 7%, but I mean, I don't know. I just think we just need to push as much stuff as we can out over the summer and get as much information as we can get out that people want to see and understand and and get just so I don't know. To me, more information is better than less than shoving it down their throat and then saying, oh, okay, well, we have a plan. Plus, we don't have a plan to implement it. I mean, there's a lot of things that have to be put in place. I don't know. I don't know. I think we should have been working on a whole bunch of things parallel at the same time, and I think feels kind of like if we build it, it'll happen sort of thing, instead of make it happen and then we can build it, you know. I just feel like it's backwards, but we're not. I'm sure we'll counter it.
Did you have another question, Bernard? Comment?
Yes, I did. Look, it bothers me that whatever it was, 6, 8 months ago, we said, oh, we don't have enough time. Let's move it to the May schedule. We're not ready. Well, here we are again saying the exact same thing. Now, look, I know we're all volunteers and staff are, you know, they have a lot on their plate. I guess my question, my request of council is I'll be supportive of putting this on the November ballot or the November election, but I guess I want a commitment from this council that we're actually going to do it. Here's my question for Kathy. What is the February 27th day? That's for this time. What is it for the November election? Can you tell me that, Kathy?
I cannot tell you that. I have to look at the calendar.
Can you look it up online while we're talking here? Or have John or somebody?
No, I can't. I think it's probably like August, a date in August.
That's what I would say.
Yeah, 3 months before May and 3 months before November.
Yes.
Yeah.
I just wanted to point out too that we didn't put this off because we didn't have time. We put this off because we didn't want to pay the money to put it on the ballot.
Yeah, that's why.
Yeah,
That's why we put this off.
Yeah,
We also are short a city administrator at the moment. I don't think anybody foresaw that, and I feel like, you know, Chief Logan already said that he wants time to kind of get a better handle and a better grasp of all the moving parts on this as well. And, you know, if maybe those things hadn't happened, I would probably be pushing harder to get this on there sooner also, but, you know, we just kind of gotta play it as it lies, which is Chief Logan says he wants more time, you know, most of the council thinks it's a better idea to get into the general election,
Okay,
Trying to stay afloat in there. And I will definitely commit to getting this on, doing whatever overtime volunteering I need to do to help get this on the November ballot, please.
Yeah, Tiffany?
And if I would also like to mention, it is also budget season. We are supposed to be starting working on our budgets. We're supposed to be having meetings with our department heads and finding out what they want us to do in budget. So, I mean, that's just to me feels like a lot to deal with all at once. And I'm completely committed. I mean, November, I'm completely committed. I was completely committed on this, but I just, right now with the, what we've got going on at the city hall, I think we just need to, give it time, a little bit more time. I'm sorry. I think he's got his hand, does he?
Is your hand still up or is it another question, Bernard?
no, I should have taken it down. Look,
That's okay.
I guess that's all I'm asking for. If this council is fully committed to November and hell or high water, we will have a measure on, then I'm supportive of that. But I will be very upset if we can't get this thing done for next November. It's going to be very frustrating because I feel like,
Yeah.
what I tell the city administrator, I tell all the department heads, our job is to set them up for success. If we don't come through, at least try to get the funding, we're not setting up Chief for success, we're setting up for failure. And I just don't want that to happen. I really want us to do everything we can. And we need to pull this out. I know budget's going to take a lot of time. In my mind, we need to do another retreat. We need another retreat to talk about the next year and what our priorities are as a council to help us budget. So there's a lot on our plate, but that can't be an excuse for why don't get this on the November ballot. I said my piece, but thank you.
I hate kicking the can down the road.
Yeah, I do too, and I'm like,
Not what we're trying to do here, I don't think anybody needs that.
no. So I've got a motion on the floor by Pruitt, second by Courtney, to approve resolution 1526, the prepared food and beverage tax.
I remove my motion, rescind my motion.
You hold it.
Yeah. Sorry, John.
He's.
All right, so she rescinded the motion. We will table this. Thank you. And we will get it on November.
I'll go over these and then I will also get some other comparables.
There was just, some that, but I'll, if you don't, I'll get together with you.
Yeah, some comparables about why some of those other cities aren't comparable.
Yeah.
Okay, and can I just say something about, I mean, a lot of these that I looked at, they, have volunteer departments and they have districts and, fire districts. And with a fire district comes property taxes, so I just want people to understand that it has to be funded one way or the other. We're either gonna get help with people from outside, or we're gonna pay for it ourselves. And that, bringing up the countywide fire district, that's great, but I mean, what is our tax rate? Mary, it's 180,
270.
Two something,
is it?
2.07, 2.05.
Because some of these that I looked at were horrifying. There's like one in here that,
$8.
yeah, $8. I thought it was just like $8 per thousand. That is terrifying. I can't, I don't know if
I
it's,
think 2.75 per thousand, it's only the $2 range.
all right, so, I just,
You guys ready to boogie?
It's boogie.
Let's boogie. All right, next on is tourism. Now you guys have 3 applicants in front of you. For tourism, and we have 2 openings on tourism. So we need to appoint 2 of them. I'm gonna take some motion.
I make a motion to appoint Nancy Murphy and Jessica Roberts. They seem to have the most experience in what we are looking for.
I'll second that.
All right, so I got a motion on the floor made by Bob, second by Seeger. To appoint Nancy Murphy and Jessica Roberts. Any discussion? Did you have discussion, Bernard?
What,
No, I do not have discussion. Sorry.
You're okay.
hand's still up.
What did you say, Courtney? Sorry.
What item number is this?
It's gonna be seven,
added it.
we added it. It was the amended part of the agenda. You weren't here, I'm sorry, but you
Okay.
should have that.
I have an amended agenda.
Yeah, we just amended it tonight.
Copy that. We amended the amendment.
All right, so no discussion? All right, so the motion is to appoint Nancy Murphy and Jessica Roberts to tourism. The motion was made by Bob, second by Seeger. All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed, say nay. All right, unanimously, everybody approved. Welcome Nancy Murphy and Jessica Roberts to Tourism Committee. Oh, word. Yeah.
That's exciting.
I know. Right. Yeah.
Okay. Are we not doing this tonight then?
What's this?
Cause it's.
I can't read that.
This.
Stephanie.
No, we're not doing that.
Oh,
Okay.
So we're on to other council business, which is the electric rates, and I wanted to let you guys know as well on this, and sorry about all the changes and things like that. We were, Bernard, this was a request of yours for us to go over this, the electrical rates. And, I'm gonna ask that council, we have all the information here and that we can review it. And I would like to bring it back to another council meeting in like a month or so when we have an interim in. And have, some guidance in this.
Completely agree. Thank you. That's the right answer in my opinion. Thank you.
Right, so information only, so. Moving on. And then next on the agenda is to review the financial policy.
Is this just a yearly thing? or-
Yeah, we were supposed to review it yearly.
We review it every January, I believe.
Yeah.
But I'll find it first.
In my bag.
Yeah, I know, it's very good, all the.
Last night, I got all my meeting done and I'm like, oh. Let's go with that.
Yeah, so since it's just under, other council business. If we wanted to make any changes, Kathy, then would we have to bring it back as an action item?
Yeah.
So should we review it and if we want that, changes? I went through mine and the only thing I have concern is that I would like to see if we could change the spending for the city administrator.
I concur with that, that's the only changes I had. At this time.
To the 2,500 like it was.
You've got your department heads at 10,000, I don't think that's I don't.
Name something,
Maybe 15,000, so they have more.
because this is an additional, so it doesn't count like if it's a reoccurring bill or something like that. This is like new charges or something like that.
I mean, and it has a clause there that says all expenses over 10,000 must be reported to the council at the next meeting, so. I mean, I get that we wanna, do that, but at the same time, things cost a lot, I mean, you know, I don't know. I don't know what the answer is.
Bernard, do you have your hand up?
Yes, I do, Mayor.
Okay,
Yes, so I kind of feel similar to this agenda item as I do the electric rate ones. I would
yeah,
like to have a city administrator, at least an interim in place to have this conversation. And then I want to see some comparables. I mean, where it's set right now seems a little high to me, but I don't really know because I don't really know, you know, I don't live in the world where they're making purchasing decisions on a recurring basis and how much flexibility is too much or too little, and you're just hamstringing this guy or gal, whoever ends up doing this job. So
right,
that would be my request: is we postpone this until we
yes.
get, and then we get some comparables and we have a more thorough conversation.
Fine.
Thank you guys for being understanding, because I feel the same way. So mayor and city council comments. Bernard, we'll start with you.
Okay, thank you, Mayor.
Thank
So,
you.
the primary thing I wanted to talk about tonight in my comments time was kind of the challenges we're facing as a community. I mean, specifically as a city and our staffing. I do have one question for the mayor or Kathy. Is there an update on our finance director? Are they back in office or not? Can we answer that question?
Um. She is not in the office as of yet. She should be here tomorrow, I believe.
Oh, okay. Well, that's good news. Okay. Oh, well, that makes me feel a little better. Regardless, um, where my head is, the fact we lost our city administrator, and we've got some big challenges in front of us from a finance perspective. I brought up the fact that a fellow council member showed me that our finance department part is almost showing us two accounting systems. One is an Excel and one is Cassell. And we just discussed this a little bit at one of our previous meetings. To me, I find that wholly unacceptable. We have got to operate completely out of Cassell. And anytime, there's Excel, that's a backup for a very, very exclusive or rare situation that needs that support. The vast majority of accounting should be happening out of Cassell. As my understanding, it's not. And that is a big red flag for me. So what I told the counselor or told the mayor was, I don't know. I almost feel like right now, until we get an interim city administrator, it's almost too much a burden for Kathy to manage everything she's managing. And then, oh, by the way, every 2 weeks, prepare a packet. I'm leaning towards recommending to this council that we don't do full agenda meetings until we have a city administrator that's fully got their feet settled, and some of our staffing. Our finance director is clearly demonstrating 40-hour-a-week presence, and things start to settle a little. Because having Kathy do that, I don't think that's fair given the demands that are being placed on the city right now. And that's what I wanted to see how the council feels about our next meeting. Maybe we condense it to just maybe a council update, a staffing update, and then leave it at that. And then they don't have to do packet preparation, which takes a lot of time. I know that because I did it. Kathy can vouch for that. Those aren't easy to do. And I don't think we have the luxury right now until we have our staffing more solidified. That's all I had. Thank you.
Thank you, Bernard. Tiffany. Hey, sorry, I have a lot. First, I want to tell everybody Happy New Year. This is our first meeting. Happy New Year. And I want to remind the counselors that the grant application process is open for until the end of the month for the League of Oregon City Spring Conference in April in Pendleton. So we have until the month if you want to go to put in a grant application. We haven't had a monthly financial report for a few months.
Last one was September, I believe, or October.
So, it would be nice to see that be one of the finance officers' priorities, is to start getting us some financial report, because
we've been at them for 5 months now, 4 or 5 months, so, that's a little frustrating. And also, as we're approaching the budget season, doing this work, doing this little, which took 2 days, it was a lot, and then I wanted to condense it down to 1 page each, so there's probably a lot more that can be added, so don't scream at me when you find that, but, everybody should look at the Rainier City budget, they do their budget biannually, every 2 years. And especially like it's a 138 page budget, but they have everything in it and they only do it every 2 years. And they have they show everybody's wage scale. And something that I really like that they do, and it's on, you have to look, it's the May 19th one. That's the one you have to look at because the other one is a weird one, but it's the May 19th one. And on page 8 and 9, they show what I have wanted for a very long time, and that is all of the contractors that we use, because to me, that I feel like that they are faux employees. I mean, we do hire them. They are an expenditure, and it would be nice to know how much we're spending on contractors outside of the people that we have in place in office. And they show it, one that we only, the ones that we only use occasionally, and we pay as we use them would be like our court, our justice court, like we only pay them when we use them. And then we have the ones, then they also had the ones that we pay monthly, they pay on a monthly basis. It would just be really nice to see how much outside help we use to make our city function beyond what we have in staff. And yeah, and then just a question on, is ordinance 357, does that one have to do with parking? Because there's a little flat going on.
I'll have to look.
Yeah, I think it has to do with parking, and I'm just wondering why there's a little bit of an uprising on Facebook about it, because people are not liking what they're hearing, and I understand, I think it probably has to do with Forest Lane, I'm pretty sure it probably has to do with Forest Lane, but I'm not really sure, because nobody's giving really any information, so I'd be curious to see that ordinance. Also, I talked with somebody on the tourism, and they reminded me that tourism voted to pay to have somebody clean the bathrooms, the overlooked bathrooms, and that has not, have we started that process? Have we even?
No.
Yeah, so nobody knows about that, so. And that person also knows that there are a couple of people in town that would be willing to step up to do that job. So it would be good for us to figure that out. And then also I want to say, and thank you, John. I know it's kind of like we're in a tug of war here, trying to make things, and I respect everything you do, and we're just in a crunch right now, and I feel really bad, but I think we'll get it figured out, and I think we'll get it worked out, and I think it'll be successful this fall. I think once we get all of the information, I really just want to be very transparent, and I just want every question answered, and I want everything in place so we know what the process looks like. So if I come to you and I say, I'm a business owner and what do I have to do? You have a binder, there's something available that we can just hand to people, and so that they can understand what the process is. I don't want to have to fill up vacuum because we don't have everything in place, but we've built it and now we have to figure out how to make it work. So I just would like to get the horse before the cart. And I also want to say thank you to Laurel and James, getting the bridge celebration started, and they have the opening ceremony, I think, is in February. Yeah, so hopefully people will attend that, and to be on the lookout for the trolls, because they're out there somewhere. They could be causing trouble.
Thank you, Tiffany.
Yeah. Courtney.
Gosh, the trolls, so clever.
It wasn't.
I just love their skit online.
Yeah. It was cute.
Start off with apologizing for being a few minutes late. I thought the finance were supposed to be back last week, that
Yes.
fell through.
Okay. Yep.
Let's see. Thank you to Hood River Reads. It's always awesome to see them stop by. do have a note over here, actually, I made this note last week about page numbers or reference numbers on the bottom of our packet. And, you know, I know we're talking about not trying to overburden you with all sorts of stuff, but I really like that things are double-sided. It's nice to save paper that way.
They're harder to read. Sorry.
Without a page number.
And it makes the packets look so much smaller.
Like, I thought I should have been done by now.
Yeah.
I did come in at the tail end of somebody speaking, and I just wanna say I appreciate anybody that comes in and has something to say. Always happy to hear feedback from residents. You know, and having a conversation with somebody this last week, I found out they didn't know that they could just come to city council meetings. So let's make sure people know that they can just show up to these meetings, that is always an option. And, you know, if anybody has any concerns or questions about why, I can talk for myself, why I made decisions or why I voted a certain way. My email is on the city website. I'm always happy to answer questions. And, you know, in a city council setting, we're just supposed to sit here and listen. And take in information, but I would love it to sit down with people in a setting where we can talk. And try to come up with alternative options that people would be happier with. Happy New Year, everybody.
Thank you, Courtney. Marion. Yeah, nothing? All right, I don't have very much. I do want to propose, I have the preliminary January 26th agenda because that's part of the mayor's job is that we plan ahead. And I propose that we cancel the January 26th agenda meeting. There's nothing on it. We had Tri-County Hazardous Waste that was supposed to come out and present. I since have spoke with them and got them to do in March. I do think that we need to have some meeting in January. It could be a special meeting that we do give notice 24 hours ahead, and we can do that like when we're looking for the interim or things like that. But I agree with Bernard that, to make it easier on the staff and Kathy not having to set up the meetings and all that with all the extra workload. That even if we could just not do the one on the 26th, and then if we have stuff, then we could do a special meeting to where it's only one or two items. Tiffany?
Can we do something where we can, like we usually get to hear from department heads, would that be too much? Would that be too much work to have the department heads come in and just talk to us as council to see what, and kind of get us primed for budget? Kind of see what their goals are.
I think we need to have an interim before we can do that.
Okay.
I don't think
Honestly.
that
Yeah,
staff
Okay.
is there.
Staff is not there yet,
yeah.
because if I may, I'm sorry.
Oh,
I'm shutting them out.
No, it's all right.
Usually the city administrator will get with the department heads and get what they want to give to council as a goal. And if you don't have that person or the communication, then they're just not there. And I don't think they're there.
We can't just talk to department heads.
I just don't think you're gonna get anything,
Yeah,
to be honest with you, because you don't have a person here to guide them as to what they should or should not do. I just think that's not right now.
And what if they kept it really simple as far as, yes, budget was, you know, we were able to stay within our budget this year. And then maybe
Well,
speak
They don't
to,
know.
They don't know their budget, that's the issue too. I'm sorry, the finances,
yeah.
Okay.
yeah. It's just not, I'm sorry, it's just not good timing.
No, okay, yeah.
Bernard, did you have something?
I did. I just wanted to concur with Mary Ann's perspective on that regarding the budget development. And I also wanted to make the case that I agree. Thank you for your proposal on just doing a special meeting. And if we could, the agenda for that special meeting should be the appointment of an interim city administrator.
Yeah.
That's our primary focus right now. We've got to get someone in the office so we can kind of, again, settle our staffing. Our staffing it's not fair to Kathy to have her to do everything she's doing
Yeah.
without a city administrator. So that would be my request. Thank you.
But did we decide that process? I mean, are we moving on that process? Is that a process we're moving on?
We're moving on, but you guys will know because we'll have a meeting and you will make that decision on the interim CAA. So
Gathering.
once we gather everything. So are we in agreement that we're gonna cancel January 26th meeting? We'll just call a
Yes.
special one when we have the information
I think
ready.
that's a holiday anyways, isn't it? Isn't it MLK Day?
No,
No.
January 19th
No,
is
that's
MLK.
No, okay, all right.
Okay, so,
I agree with that.
okay,
I
good.
support that. Yes, please.
All right, you got that, Kathy?
Mm-hmm.
And then next, I just want to let you guys know, I do a monthly meeting with the port. I have been doing that since I got sworn into office, and this Wednesday is that port meeting. So if anybody has any questions or anything that they would like answers to, if you send them to me, I will try to get them answers. Also, I wanted to note on the Columbia Gorge paper, Nan Noteboom, she did report incorrectly, so just so we got the rumor set straight. And she went in and edited it. And our city administrator is on a mutual separation agreement. And that's what that is. And so I wanted to make sure that everybody knew that that information did get corrected and that it was a mutual separation agreement. I also wanted to thank Janice for coming in and speaking. And then Kathy,
Yeah.
I really want to thank you
Yes.
and all of the staff. Because this has been difficult.
It's a difficult time.
And it's a very difficult time, and I hope however this council can help any staff out or be supportive or whatever it takes, please reach out to council, because this council is listening to staff.
Mhm.
And we really wanna be there for you, and I appreciate you having the ability and wanting to work so close with me and us going through this difficult time together. It means a lot.
We'll get through it.
We will. And then, we do have a couple openings on budget and planning. Tourism is filled. And then we have budget and planning, and then we'll have the committees filled. And did you have anything you wanted to say, Kathy, as interim? city administrator?
I don't think so.
Okay, I just wanna make sure that you have the opportunity to talk to.
Your opportunity is here.
Don't blow it, Kathy.
Hey, as long as things are moving forward, I think that's all we can ask for.
All right, I'll entertain a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
All right,
Aye.
thank you guys. Thank you.
Okay. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Probably have to sign some
Thanks,
things.
I just something my chair.
No.
Oh, because he went off, that's why.
Oh.
But why?
But why?
I have to get Alana to show you how to do it. She probably knows all about it.
We'll get better.